Hey guys, Trevor with Shadow Systems, Technical Tuesday, CR920 problems solved. So we've been on a bit of an emotional roller coaster here over the last few weeks as we started to see things from social media, customer feedback, and so forth related to CR920 feed reliability issues, okay? Obviously, when we release a gun out into the world, it's our baby, right? We take it very personally and very seriously, so this was really hard to watch, and it sent us on a fact-finding mission to see what could possibly be going wrong. And we have found what that issue is, and today we're going to talk about that issue, and I'm going to explain the plan to make every person out there that might have that issue back in business with a good, reliable gun. Okay, so it really relates to what internally, ironically, had been called the butt barrel. All right, the butt barrel is the feature here. If you look at the top of the ejection port, the hood of the barrel, you'll see a line down the center of the barrel. All right, I want to explain why this design feature was added and then why we discovered that it became a problem. By the way, if you have a line down the center of your barrel, and we'll roll a picture in as well, those are the guns that are affected by this. Okay, the ones that are flat on the top, like this bronze barrel, maybe a little easier to see. These are the barrels that are not affected by this, okay? So, and let me also clarify one other important thing. This is not a safety recall, this isn't even a recall. This is just Shadow Systems saying, we don't think those guns are as reliable as they could be, and therefore we're going to make it right, and I'll explain the details there in a minute. But I want to make that point. There's no safety issue here. These guns and these barrels went through a tremendous amount of testing, and the issues that emerged in the field we didn't have in testing. So it's really a small subset of barrels that are affected by this, but we can't really be sure if your barrel is affected or not, so those are the ones we're talking about. Okay, what is the butt barrel feature and why is it there? If you look at the hood of the barrel, this is the muzzle out here, okay? If you look at the hood of the barrel on the early generation guns, we added a feature that looks like this. Okay? On the later generation guns, it just looks like that with a line across the top. All right, what's the backstory? During testing for the CR920, we discovered that because of the slide velocity and just the mechanics of the gun, the bronze finishes were failing on a conventionally shaped barrel with two facets, a flat here and a flat here. Right? There's the muzzle. So what was happening was the bronze that we were using at the time would show kind of some wear lines along it that were pretty unsightly. And I actually grabbed a gun from one of the test runs, and you can kind of start to see it right there. You see a kind of a bad line. And when people buy bronze barrels, they really want to have a beautiful looking gun. So when we were looking at this problem, we said, okay, the issue is just we've got so much surface area there that now it's creating a wear line that looks pretty bad right across the surface of it. Okay? So we kind of put our thinking caps on and said, well, what we can do for that area where the wear is happening, we can, and by the way, I think I actually drew this backwards. Let me correct that. The line is on this side there. Yeah, it's like that. So what we can do is create kind of a V. If you look at this one in profile, it's flat. If you look at this one in profile, it's got a little bit of a V to it. And the reason that we did that was it would just create wear lines along the edges. The actual surface height of it was the same, but you would only get wear along the edges and like a little dot in the corners. And again, it was a way to protect kind of the bronze finish that we were using at the time. Okay? So from the gun's perspective, the gun should be seeing the same thing. Mechanically, the shape of the barrel, if you look at it in profile, you know, this one is shaped like this. If you look at it in profile, and this one's shaped like this too. So there should be no issue, right? Well, when we did the testing, and by the way, what's testing look like for us? So we'll usually do high round count. So that's probably a sample of 5 to 10 guns that get very high round count. And then I personally shot 200 sample barrels that were cut like this. I was out at the range. We had a section of 300, and I shot 2 to 5 rounds through 200 of those barrels in testing. All right, we were using Tula, we were using that Syntec ammo, we were using 115 grain Blazer brass, we were using Winchester white box, that Remington 115 stuff. I mean, we shot all the stuff through it. Okay, and we never really saw these issues. Going out into the field, I don't really understand what happened. It could be that we took too much material off the sides. I don't know, but it appears that profile is changed, or the barrel is somehow bouncing more during cycling. In either case, with some ammunition, this proved to be, for our customers, a more sensitive design. One that would work and could work, but for some people, for some barrels, with some ammunition, would have issues. Okay. You can say what you want about shadow systems. I think a lot of companies would just, oh, so we fixed it and whatever. What we want to do is replace it with the new generation barrel. We want every barrel out in the field to be replaced with a new generation barrel. Why does the new generation barrel now work when it didn't before? Well, we changed our bronze finish. As we were working through this problem, we kicked off a new project to improve the quality of the bronze finish. And so now the bronze, like you see on this barrel, it's back to the original design that we had. It's a little bit shinier. Most people think it's frankly a lot prettier. And because it's smoother and harder, it doesn't have the wear issues that led us down this path in the first place. Okay? So what we want to do, therefore, is we want to offer a new generation barrel to every person out there that has the older generation, we call it the butt barrel, okay? Because it's got that line down the middle of it. The way we want to do this, I think the way most companies would do it, frankly, is, hey, send the gun back, we'll replace the barrel. The problem is that leaves people without a gun, that leaves them without a means of defending themselves. It's likely that those guns are still fine and functional for most applications, but again, we want to make them perfect. So what we're going to do instead is, if you send us a picture of your serial number and a picture of your barrel just side by side so we can see them together and we can verify, yes, that serial number has got that barrel, then we will send you a new barrel, okay? Whatever finish is in the picture is the barrel you'll get, black or bronze. And then the box will include a return tag, and it's on the honor system, man. So honor system is, send us back your old barrel. We want to study them. We can use them for test fire. We want to basically trade your barrel out, okay? So, that's, I think, the best that we can do for our customers. I don't want to minimize, the potential for an issue when somebody gun malfunctions in a time of need. We take that really seriously. My sincere belief is that the vast majority of the butt barrels out there are working fine, but I would just rather have them all back and know that everybody's stuff is the best that we can do, okay? So that's the offer. We'll give you some instructions here at the end of the video with like a little card, and we'll show you some pictures, but basically it's picture of barrel and serial number, and we need your address. We'll give you a sample, and then we're going to send you a fresh barrel, and you can send the old one back, okay? All right. We all had kind of a nervous feeling doing this video just because it's, we don't ever want to disappoint you guys, but we'd rather, own up to a design issue and do the right thing than just hide away from it. So I hope you guys can appreciate that. All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.